Live from all over this beautiful land, this is the Testosterone Zone with the fine men, Noel, Keith, and Steve. Take it, boys!
Hey, welcome everybody to 66 episode, Route 66 of the Testosterone Zone podcast, a podcast where men are men and we come in and we talk about things that are dude related, family related, the way that we dwell around our home and do things in the manly way. Am I right, brothers? How y'all doing, Noel, Steve?
Good. Doing good. You mixed that up a little bit there.
I thought, periodically maybe we should, Noel, you'd mentioned this a while back, like talk about like what our show's about. And like, so I think, I thought that'd be kind of fun.
Keith, are you wearing a tuxedo right now?
Am I? No, I'm not wearing anything.
Oh, you did not need to know that.
Without my just good outfits on. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Good recovery.
Yeah. So no tuxedo. I don't even own one.
Yeah.
Although I heard that, so my wife, speaking of, my wife has decided for my birthday that instead of getting me a smoker or a Ring doorbell or any of this stuff, she's going to go get me custom fitted for suits. I don't know how to feel about this.
She's saying you don't fit into the suits that you have?
I look like Baby Huey. She's not lying, but
She's not wrong.
I'm just like, smoker or let's go get a suit. And I may have caused this problem because I was talking to her about the other day about like, I just really want to get more like nice, like when you go out on travel and stuff, like I wear casually stuff and I'd like to wear like a blazer, like something nicer when you're going to a nice dinner, like you're talking about Noel, like on the cruises, like wear a nice jacket maybe, or look a little bit sharper. I didn't think she was going all into Suit Town. I was just wanting a nice blazer,
That's like 15 minutes at Kohl's. I mean, that doesn't take long.
Exactly. But what do you do? So maybe all of that's why I did that intro that way. It's like, it's all fresh in my mind. I apologize. So how y'all doing? What's going on over there?
Good. Oh,
breaking news.
Yeah. Guys, I have a tweet I have to share with you.
Let's hear this.
This is freaking hilarious. I had to share it. So today, got to give a little bit of background. Tyler White is a baseball player for the Astros. For those that don't know, he's not like a star player on the Astros. He's been struggling a lot this year, particularly like last year. His bat got pretty hot. He was hitting home runs, and we just had a pretty strong year last year. But this year, Tyler White couldn't hit anything, and he's batting his batting average is definitely in the low twos or upper like 170, 180 or something like that. It's really, really low. And all the Astro fans have been kind of dogging him because he's having such an off year. And it's just been kind of this everybody dog Tyler White fest and everything. So today they're on a 7-game losing streak, or they had a 7-game losing streak. They were playing the Yankees in Yankee Stadium, and bases got loaded. And who steps to the plate but Tyler White? And this girl on a Astros fan on Twitter tweets, and I'm going to replace the word here, but she tweets, if Tyler White hits a grand slam here, I'll get a tattoo of a male reproductive organ on my lower back. And lo and behold, the unfathomable actually happened. Tyler White hits a grand slam, and somebody went up there and did the calculations on it. They figured out that it was a 3.2% chance that he actually hit a home run or hit a grand slam in that situation. So, I mean, the odds of that happening were extremely, extremely low. But anyway, she tweets this. And then she tweets at 2:04, and then like just a minute later after he hits the grand slam, all she tweets is no. And then she says, "What are the chances?" So I'm going to give you her Twitter tag so you can look her up. But her Twitter tag is AVP64, so AVEYP64. Her Twitter name is Ava, AVA. But anyway, So she tweets and says no, and then she says, "What are the chances?" And then below that, so then she starts getting interview requests from all these stations all around.
I'm seeing this.
Yeah, so she got like 3 DMs from all these stations. There's like the news station or one of the sports stations, and here's one of the tweets or one of the DMs says, "Hey, saw your tweet about Tyler White and the tattoo. My name is Barry Laminack, and I host a show on ESPN 97.5 FM here in Houston. It's called The Usual Suspect. Will you come on the show and talk about this? Also, can we try to also we can try and raise the money from our listeners to pay for it." And then the J-Rod show, Jim Rodriguez show, said, "I'd like to invite you on my radio show, 1210 The Man. We're on weeknights, 7 to 10 Eastern. Let's have some fun with this. Keep thriving,
Keep
Jim."
thriving. Oh, my God.
And then Derek Allgood says, "Hi, Ava. My name is Derek, and I work for a syndicated radio show based in San Antonio. We broadcast on 10 different stations across the country. I was just curious if you could talk to you tomorrow morning about the tweet. It's hilarious. If not, no worries. Just wanted to give it a shot." So,
oh my gosh,
she is getting hit from all.
If she was smart, she would say that her boyfriend, her husband, did that post from just to be funny, or that she got hacked or something. But
no.
It's not. She didn't say it was going to be a permanent thing. She could just get one of those
stickers,
temporary things. Right. Do it, take the picture, put it on Twitter, and be done.
There you go.
But
oh my gosh,
isn't that funny?
Oh man.
All goes back to be careful what you say on social media.
I know, right?
But if the Astros make it to the World Series, she needs to keep that going.
No doubt.
She no reproductive costume or something like that. So Noel, didn't Tyler White have a chance to hit a grand slam yesterday as well?
No, well he had there were 2 people on base, and he had a chance. Actually, I don't know if the bases were loaded or if it was bases loaded, 2 outs. And Tyler White steps to the plate. They walked somebody to get to Tyler White. So that kind of shows you what the Yankees think about him. They had 2 people on. They walked somebody, and the Yankees intentionally loaded the bases to pitch to Tyler White, top of the 9th inning. And all he had to do was hit a base hit, and it would have scored 2 runs and tied the game up and sent it into, at least the Yankees would have had to come up and bat at that point. But, of course, he didn't, and then
that's impressive.
The rest is history. Then he comes up the next day, same situation, bases loaded, hits a grand slam. So
go figure.
I wished I could. So she has 1,419 followers now. I'd be curious how many followers she had before she said this.
Yeah, I'd be curious too. I bet she is getting hit from every angle, man.
Oh, by
people wanting to talk to her.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
There's really not a bigger. I can't think of a bigger Astros fan than Noel. And
isn't that the truth?
Noel's just not a Homer fan. He doesn't jump on the bandwagon. And so yesterday, and of course, I pay attention to what Noel tweets on Twitter, and he was not happy with Tyler White. So I'm curious, does this grand slam make you feel any better about him?
It doesn't. I mean, it's good that he did it. I was happy. I was celebrating, I was jumping around the living room when he hit the grand slam. But
fluky thing.
It's so fluky. I mean, he hit a home run the last home run he hit was about 4 weeks ago. And everybody in the stands was looking at each other like, where did that come from? He's got it in him, but he just can't. It's consistency, So I'm glad he did it, but man, it's if he did it again and again and got consistent hits and stuff, then I'd feel differently about him. But he's just having a bad year. So, and I don't know why they don't send him down to minors to kind of figure things out. That's what's frustrating. But
by the way, it was nice to see Altuve hit a homer today.
Oh man, he hit an upper deck too. It was deep.
And if we can, and I'm going to start lobbying for Alvarez to be in the home run derby.
Oh yeah,
see what he can do.
That dude is strong, man. He's just a 21-year-old dude, man. He's just solid as a rock. he hit a ball today that hit the pitcher. And they said the ball was going 108 miles an hour off his bat.
Oh my gosh!
And it hit him in the back of the leg or right at the butt cheek. And
that'd leave a mark.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I'm an Astros fan, but I was up in Dallas this weekend. You can't not talk about Mazzara's homers. I mean, that 505 killer. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean,
this guy is just a monster.
No kidding. I'm telling you. But that was a big buzz up there this weekend, and rightfully so.
Yeah, no kidding.
So it's pretty crazy. It's fun. Love baseball season.
Yeah,
fans.
For sure.
Oh, speaking of, so Tech took a long deep dive into the College World Series, went further than they ever had before. So I'm proud of those guys.
Me too.
Absolutely.
Too bad it cut a little bit short.
Yeah,
but it was still a good run. And so what's your all's thoughts of the rest? I guess we've got what looks like Michigan Vanderbilt, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's y'all's thoughts? I guess their first game is tomorrow, right? So
yeah. Personally, I think Michigan's got a good chance, man, and I kind of hope they win because they beat us. But
right, that'd make it look better, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean they went to UCLA, which is the number one team at UCLA, and beat them at their house, and then they haven't lost a game yet in the World Series. So, man, I like their chances. So,
yeah. What do you think, Steve?
I'm leaning towards Michigan. And but I really wanted to be Vanderbilt because I really like when the smaller school wins, and that's sort of us, So yeah. I mean, I'd love to see Vanderbilt. I mean, they've been really solid the last few years as well. So I like when I hear names other than Michigan, UCLA, Ohio State, those type of schools. So yeah, I guess go Vanderbilt.
All right. Fair enough. I think it's gonna be a good game either way. Vanderbilt's been solid all season, and Michigan's peaked at the end, so it'll be fun. I don't really have a preference, I don't guess.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's kind of just go have fun with. Now that Tech's out of it, I'm like whatever. Kind of like how you felt about the basketball, Steve. It's like whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So it'll be good though. It'll be good.
Yeah.
So
it looks like a good weekend for football recruiting.
Man,
gosh, he had
promising
6 or something.
He got a solid running back.
Yeah, that's the number one running back in the state. So
wow,
state of Texas. So that's a big deal.
We picked up like a 7-foot dude too, right? So,
yeah.
Oh God, yeah. I don't know where he's from, but yeah, that dude is massive. Offensive guard, I believe.
Wow.
Yep. That's a massive guy. You like to line up against him, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I love how we know enough to know that something happened, but we don't know the details by giving out names.
And that's the way it should be, man. That way, when you bring it up, I can quickly Google it, and I still can't find it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't even know because Matt Wells puts out kind of cryptic messages in his recums on his Twitter.
Right.
So he said recum times 5 over I guess yesterday, but I don't know what that means. Then every once in a while I'll start going deeper in to say, okay, what does that mean? Who did he get? And that's how I found out about the running back. But I mean, in addition to the 7-foot guy, there was more that happened this weekend, but I don't know. Like I said, it's hard to find it. So
running back, receivers, a couple DBs, I believe. But
that's awesome.
Yep, the Testosterone Zone, your source for Texas Tech football recruiting.
That's right.
Weekly.
Listen to us for the latest. Noel, where's the music?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Is that the right music?
I was waiting for the breaking news, but that'll work.
Sorry.
Yeah,
here we go.
It's all right. Yeah,
just
stay tuned to Testosterone Zone for the latest in Tech football updates.
Very good. Yeah. And out.
We're still going to have 3 listeners on this one.
Awesome. Right? The 3 of us.
Yeah.
It's me.
Hey, I gotta give kudos to this last week. We actually had a really good week. We had almost over 300 downloads now. But what's cool is we've got Australia, we've got France, Germany, and the US. And then in the US, we usually have Texas, California, and Georgia. But this and Alaska and Washington. But this week we got Ohio, Massachusetts, we got Virginia, we got Nebraska, we got our first ever Arizona, except for the time Noel tried, and Idaho, Nevada, and Florida. So I mean, it was kind of cool because we had some unique states that don't always come in and listen. So that was pretty cool. We had a pretty fun week.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's really good. Yeah, we were. I don't know how I couldn't get that done for us. I mean, there had to be
that was weird.
There's a technical issue or something because I connected to two different Wi-Fi's, and I guess they must have been. I have no idea. I don't have any explanation for it, but
that's strange. Somebody broke through though, so thank you, whoever that was. Yeah. So and keep listening. We're glad you're here.
So I have a bit of a public service announcement.
Let's hear it.
So on June 1st, so about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I guess, or a little over 2 weeks ago, I was riding around. My wife and I were running errands on Saturday morning in the car, just, shooting the breeze, talking back and forth and everything. And 1 second, I could hear everything just fine out of both my ears. And then the very next second, I couldn't hear anything at all out of my left ear. It just all of a sudden went to like a loud ringing noise, like when you shoot like a gun or something close to your ear, or if you're at a concert and you come out and your ears are ringing. It just suddenly like went from, 0 volume to like, all the way cranked up volume, ringing in my left ear. And it was so loud that I asked her, I was like, did you hear that? And she was like, she had no idea, of course, what I was talking about, but it was loud enough to me that it sounded like, something happened. So I thought, well, it's going to go away. It's just something weird. Maybe I, coming down with something, or, something would happen. I didn't know exactly what happened. I just knew it was weird. So the rest of the day went on, had lunch, felt kind of dizzy, a little bit disoriented. As the day went on, that feeling got worse. And texted my doctor, and he gave me a couple things to try. I thought it may have been water in my ear or something like that. It wasn't. Got in to go see the doctor on Sunday, or saw a Walgreens doctor on Sunday, and she examined the ear and said it was, wasn't infected or anything. Didn't look like there was anything obviously wrong. So she started me on an oral steroid, to prednisone, to try to get the swelling down. If there was swelling in my inner ear, she thought that would help kind of get that swelling down. But anyway, I woke up on Sunday morning, kind of skipped over a step there. I woke up on Sunday morning with absolutely no hearing at all. So on Saturday, at least I had some, but as the day went on, it got progressively worse. And then I woke up Sunday and had no hearing, and was very, very dizzy on Sunday morning. And I could tell something was really wrong. That was like the first morning I was freaked out, and could tell that there was something, whatever happened Saturday was different than any previous time that, I'd had ear issues before. It just was very strange. So I was freaked out. The doctor at Walgreens told me to go see an ENT as soon as possible, ear, nose, and throat doctor. And so I scheduled one to go, saw one on Monday, and they did a audiology test on me, which, they put me in a soundproof booth and put headphones on me, and had a doctor, run a very extensive hearing test on me, and confirmed that my right ear was completely fine, but my left ear, I had basically no hearing in all frequencies. So your ear hears different frequencies, all the way from low frequency all the way up to high frequency. And there's they measure about 8 or 9 different frequencies in there. And I had some hearing in my low frequencies and some hearing in my high frequencies, but I had no hearing at all on anything in between those two frequencies. And again, I still thought, even after that, this is temporary. I'll be able to, put on some medicine, do whatever I need to do, and I'll get my hearing back. We met with the ENT doctor after the audiologist, and the ENT doctor told me that I'd have what's called sudden sensorineural hearing loss. It's SSHL. It's a very rare thing. Thankfully, it doesn't happen to a lot of people. But it's basically just, suddenly you're deaf in one ear, and in rare instances, it happens to both ears. You can kind of go suddenly deaf in both ears, but thankfully, for me, it was just one ear.
That's thankful.
Yeah, where it happened. Of course, my anxiety was just freaked out. I was thinking, what, if it could happen this quickly in one ear, it could happen that quickly in the other too. But so I was pretty devastated. And what he told me was that there's about a 20%, if best, chance that I might get all of my hearing back, but an 80% chance that I'm going to be hearing impaired forever. And it was just a question of how bad my hearing impairment was going to be, not a question of if I was going to get it back.
Wow.
And so, I mean, I was just, my jaw was, hit the ground. I was just, like, I didn't believe him. First of all, I was shocked and pretty devastated, to say the least. And I texted my doctor and told him, and I said, this is what Dr. Warren told me, but have a hard time accepting that. And he said, look, Dr. Warren's a respected person. He knows his field. And so if that's what he tells you, that's probably it. And so, I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, that Monday was probably the lowest point I can remember me being in a long time. And I'm usually a pretty upbeat person.
I was going to say that says along, because you're one of the most positive, determined, like, we're going to conquer this people I know. Yeah. So that says a lot that you looked up that way.
It knocked the wind completely out of my sails.
I mean, the wind changes direction here. I'm bummed. So you're awesome. So I can imagine this was a big deal.
Yeah. It was, you take it for granted. You take your vision and your hearing and everything like that for granted. You take your health for granted, really, or I did. And just to sit there and kind of just contemplate what the rest of my life looks like with hearing in just one ear, and is hard to imagine. And it is impossible to describe how that feels to not be able to hear in one ear. I know you're probably thinking, well, at least you could hear in the other one. Yes, you can, but your brain needs both ears to process. Like, if you imagine, you need both your ears to place sounds. So like, if somebody to your left is talking, you need both your left and right ear to place them in to the left of you. With one ear not working, you don't have that ability to place sounds. And so, like, I had a meeting, I was sitting in a conference room, and there's people around the table talking, and somebody said something, and I had to, like, scan around the room to see who was looking at me for a response, to figure out who was talking, because I couldn't figure out where that sound had come from. Of course, anybody talking on my left, I can't hear anything. I can't hear what they're saying. They have to be on my right for me to hear them. And, just nothing sounds right to me. I mean, music sounds just like garbage to me. I'm a musical person, so I have a very tuned ear. And so to not be able to hear certain frequencies and not be able to hear them evenly and stuff just really screws with my head. So, it's still adjusting. I've adjusted a lot in the 2.5 weeks since this happened, but it's going to take time. And I'm going through treatments right now. They're I've had 2 shots of prednisone that they injected prednisone directly into my ear, which I don't recommend. It seems like something that ISIS would do, but it's that has actually helped, I think, a lot. My last sound test on last Tuesday showed that there was some improvement. So I'm getting some of my sound back in that ear, but I have another test tomorrow, and we'll see how effective the second shot's been, and hopefully I'll get a third shot. And because the shots seem to be working, and they seem to be doing something. So I can hear stuff out of that ear now, but it's not like it's not good sound. If that makes sense. It sounds like Charlie Brown teacher when people talk to me on that ear. It just doesn't sound right. But I'm 44 years old. I'm healthy, and I never imagined I'd ever have something like this go on, but it happened, and I believe it happened for a reason. I'm just going to try to see what that is and go along with it. But the whole PSA part of all this is I've had people I've told about this, and they're like, oh yeah, my hearing's, I've had problems like that before, but I never went and got it checked out. My advice is to go and get it checked out, because in the event that it is SSHL, the key to getting hearing back is to see a doctor as soon as possible and get started on those prednisone treatments as soon as possible, because the time is of the essence. I joined a support group on Facebook. There's a big group of people that have been through this before, are going through it now. And the ones that were able to get some of their hearing back started treatment as soon as possible. And the ones that haven't been able to get it, all of them started too late. So what it is there's nerves inside the cochlea, which is your inner ear, where you're basically the sound is synthesized into something that your brain can understand. There's nerves inside that, and if they go without blood for a while because of swelling in your inner ear, then they die and they don't come back. And so the getting treatment to get that swelling down, to get that blood flow restored back to those cochlea, is back to those nerves, is what can save your hearing. So if you wait too long, you'll lose your hearing for the rest of your life. So it's something I wish thankfully, when I woke up Sunday, I freaked out, and I didn't just downplay it and blow it off. I actually went and did something about it. And I think that may have, if I do get my hearing back, that's going to be why, because I got on it pretty quick as soon as it happened. So anyway, I wanted to share that with our listeners, and hopefully you never deal with this, but if you do have a loved one that does have this happen to them, one day, or if you're happened to you, first of all, contact me, because I've been down this road before. But first thing is go and see a doctor as soon as possible, an ENT preferably, because they will need to get you started on treatment as soon as possible. So that's the
man. Appreciate the PSA. I was stunned at how this is a lot more relatively common from what your doctor said than I had ever heard of.
Yeah, it's
what was the stat?
It was like 1 in 6,000 or something like that. Patients that they see, or no, I'm not patient they see. 1 in 6,000 people have this happen, which is a lot of people if you think about it.
That's surprisingly large group.
It is, and on this group that I joined, everybody is, they're all walks of life. People from all over the world and all, professions. There's no common thing among all of us. Some people are in their 20s, some in their 30s. A lot of people are in their 40s and 50s, and it affects more people between 40 and 50 than any other age group. But I never knew this existed. I never knew it could happen, but it's terrifying, man. I got to tell you, woke up that Sunday morning. I was like, I knew something was really, really messed up. So,
yeah.
But
yeah, I know we were both surprised whenever you told us, and I think we initially just same reaction you probably had, or hope that you had, was just hope this is something very temporary and something that will bounce back quickly. And so, I'm curious. Have they talked about what type of like hearing devices or something that's available for you?
Yeah, I can have a hearing aid, but my hearing was so bad at the beginning of this that a hearing aid wouldn't have helped. And so I was going to talk to her tomorrow after my hearing test to see if it has gotten up to the level where a hearing aid would even make any difference.
Yeah.
So she initially, I talked to her about it at the first appointment. She's like, look, to be honest with you, at this point, it's not going to do you any good to have a hearing aid because there's just nothing, you're not hearing anything in it here. So I was at that point just kind of praying for any kind of improvement so that it would, a hearing aid would actually assist. But
right.
Anyway, I hope it's reached the level now that it would help. So,
while you were talking, I was, I remember 15 years ago plus, Rush Limbaugh had a similar thing happen, and and ironically, his hearing loss started in his left ear as well, and then. And so, of course, now he has a cochlear implant, and it's amazing the technology that's available to help.
Oh yeah,
people in your condition. So
yeah.
So man, I hope it comes back naturally because can't imagine the adjustments you've had to make.
Yeah, it's been weird. It's just I talk when you pick up the phone. I always go to my left ear just instinctively, and I didn't think about it. I was at work, pick up the phone, put it on my left ear, and I'm like, jackasses, not talking when they called me, and then I'm like, remember, I can't hear that left ear, so I put on the right ear, and they're talking to me. So, and then. Like Lena knows whenever we're walking somewhere, she has to get on my right side. My kids know now they have to walk with me on my right when they're talking to me. Otherwise I can't hear them. And I will tell you, when I want to go take a nap, I can put my good ear down on the pillow and I can sleep for days, man. A marching band could be playing in my bedroom. I wouldn't hear any of it. So that part's nice.
Who would blame you if you didn't use it for your advantage just briefly?
Yeah,
every once in a while.
Now there's a couple times when she says something and I'm like, no, I can't hear you. And she's like, I'm talking to your right ear. I'm like, I can't hear you. You have to talk up.
Dang it.
Yeah.
So we're having some fun with it.
Yeah. If my wife wants me to do something that I don't want to do, I start telling her my diabetes is flaring up really bad. I'm really weak right now.
That's hilarious.
I'm gonna need to take a nap.
Yeah. Well, man, we're praying for you. I hope things get better and better. It sounds like there's been slight improvements, so that's good.
Yeah.
I just hope it gets better and better because I know it's a long road.
Me too, man. I appreciate the prayers and support and stuff, and I'll keep you all posted on how things go, obviously. So,
well, and I think we're at the age of not being invincible anymore, and I think that this PSA, not only for hearing, but for anything. I mean, if you're feeling like there's a symptom of something going on, we're all at that point where we still kind of wish we were Iron Men, and don't want to do things about it. And we think it'll get through and just be fine. But I'm telling you, I think what you said is important is, if something is going on, the quicker you can get things checked, the better chances, A, if nothing's wrong, to feel relief from the fact there's nothing wrong. But if something is happening, the earlier they can get to it, the better chances you are of having success in treatment. So I think your PSA goes beyond just what you're saying. And of course it's huge what's going on with you, but just for anything at our stage, we've got to make sure that we're in tune to our bodies. We really do.
Yeah. Listen to your body. That's the key thing. Just listen to your body. It'll tell you what's going on. You just have to you can't let busyness and stuff get in the way. You have to just drop what you're doing. Your health is the most important thing. You can't lose sight of that. So,
man, I appreciate the PSA though. Thank you for reaching out and taking that step, because it's always hard to talk about things. So
yeah,
appreciate it.
You bet.
Speaking of,
oh gosh, is it that time again?
It's that time again. Oh my gosh.
The other day I went to a psychic and I knocked on her front door.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she yelled, "Who is it?" So I left.
She wasn't very good, was she?
She was.
Oh my gosh. That's bad.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think the carpenter did on his construction exam?
Nailed it.
Yeah, I nailed it.
Oh,
nice.
With the steel.
Yes.
Hey, what did the bread do on vacation?
What did the bread do on vacation? I don't know.
It loafed around.
Oh, nice,
man. Gosh.
Oh, that's a good one.
My wife asked me the other day, is it just me or is the cat getting fat? And apparently, no, it's just you wasn't the right answer.
Oh.
Noel best joke websites.
He does. I don't know how you come up with them. They're fantastic. So how did everyone know that the gardener was so excited for spring?
I don't know.
He wet his plants.
All right. Got another stupid vacation joke. All right.
Let's hear it.
Where do ants go for vacation?
Man, where are you finding all these vacation jokes? Okay, let's say ants going for vacation. I don't know.
Antarctica?
They go. That's a good one, but no, they go to France.
Oh, geez. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That was good. Nice.
My son's math teacher called him average, but I think he's just mean.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
man.
No one.
That's a good one. Yeah, I'm gonna let you finish with that one. That was a good. I can't find anything better than that. I haven't been able to find anything better than that in like 5 months. So that's okay.
We'll end there.
Hey, well, thanks everybody for listening to episode 66. It's exciting spring for Tech sports, and this past weekend closing out some great recruits, some great things for our football program down the road. Noel, I want to thank you for sharing your story about your in-laws, and I hope everybody listening in heeds his advice, listens closely. If you're ever in that situation, what Noel did and how he reacted is going to make a big difference for his recovery. So everybody, thanks for that. Hey, we got a great episode planned for episode 67. We're going to talk a little bit about our summer vacation plans, past and present. And so looking forward to having you all. Until then, we'll talk to you next on episode 67. Thanks a lot.
Hey, thanks again for listening to the Testosterone Zone. We sure had a blast visiting with you. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe, leave us some feedback, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
All Testosterone Zone podcast episodes are written and produced by Noel, Keith, and Steve unless otherwise noted.
The opinions expressed in the Testosterone Zone podcast are our own and not those of our employers, families, parents, kids, dogs, cats, your mom, or any other entity Noel, Keith, or Steve are affiliated with now, in the past, or in the future, or ever.
Until then, we'll talk to you next on episode 67. Thanks a lot.
Take care, guys.
With Steve doing the exit, I feel like somebody had to hook that in there because it's usually his thing, you know?
That's
awesome.
That's when we need the what was the sitar?
Oh yes. Down and play your guitar. That's still going down as one of the best ever. I'm telling you.
It really was. What is that, episode 55?
49, wasn't it?
49?
I believe so.
God, that was the
more.
Do what?
Off of that one. I laughed more off of that episode than any other one.
I agree. I could listen to that exit every day and never get tired of it.
That was so funny.
Episode 3.
In fact, I'm gonna bring it back right now. Let's listen to it again.
All right.
Oh boy. So, honey, about that Norah Jones concert.
Yeah, that's what it is. There it is. That's what it sounds like too, just like that. Do it again, Noel. I'd like to introduce Norah Jones.
Get your sitar, get crazy. Sit down and play your guitar.
I just love it.
Of episode 3. No, I suck at this. Oh, you're
I
doing
suck at this. Who would have known that would have been our battle cry? I mean, wasn't that even our basketball bracket name? We suck at this. Yeah. Who knew that would go on to be so strong? You know, that's so funny.
Oh, man.